I love a crumpet.
You just had a crumpet.
My 4th crumpet of the day.
We're in the middle of moving house.
Yes, we are.
And it's really
I don't know
hot.
if you can tell.
So much stuff. Look, I got Kylie. I got Kylie. I got Kylie.
Do you understand why you have to say, hello, my name is Daniel Gelatin, I'm not gay?
Even though we're in the middle of moving house, I'm still making a video. Because this week is 26 weeks since I uploaded my first weekly video. Half a year!
I like this angle as well, it makes my legs look massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
So
look at that!
I had someone on Twitter said they were surprised when I tweeted about being at work. Because they were like, aren't you a full-time YouTuber? And I was like, no.
I don't think I could be a full-time YouTuber, and I'm not being like a sort of like, I don't think even I could do it. Like, I don't think that my videos would generate me enough revenue just to be a full-time YouTuber.
But that's the thing, I think there's been this kind of pitch in the media, the mainstream media, that YouTubers are like making millions of quid from their bedroom because of how successful Zoe and Alfie and that lot are. The mainstream media have kind of gone, look at all these people making loads of money from their bedroom and how cool and swag they are and all the opportunities they get. Someone tweeted me saying like, but some of your videos get 5,000 views. And I was like, oh,
wow.
You think that makes me shit tons of money?
Just to break it down for you, 1 million views equates to about £1,000. So that means that...
Is it?
About that, yeah. It's very complex.
Yeah, it's really complex.
But like getting something like 100,000 views, that means that equates to £100, if that. I work for, I don't know if you know Dan, but I work for the BBC.
Hang on, what?
Have I mentioned that?
Is that why you're so busy all the time?
I'm quite busy.
He's very busy.
It is a frustration for me to see the views that we get on our iPlayer show compared to the stuff that we do for the YouTube channel. So for the YouTube channel, we just uploaded the short film that's 17 minutes long and it's nearly 200,000 views in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
The iPlayer show struggles to hit 20,000 overall. But to them, that equates to a different thing. Like, iPlayer views are so different to YouTube views. 100,000 views on iPlayer, they'd be dancing down the streets.
What's funny as well is that when I talk to normal people, when I talk to people who aren't involved in the YouTube and stuff, and I tell them I've got 27,000 subscribers, they go, wow, that's massive. And I'm like, yeah, that's really big.
27,000
That's amazing. People. I could sell out the O2 Arena and disappoint 7,000 people. And that's ace. But like I used to live with Tom Scar, and it's like an amazing number. It is by no means an indication that I can now be safe enough or comfortable enough to go off and do this for a job.
But here's the thing though, Daniel. I remember, let's say, before this weekly thing began, Kieran saying, I don't know what your channel is, I'm not sure if I would watch your videos if I wasn't your friend. He wasn't sure what your thing was. Like, He was like, there's not, it's very this and then that and then this and then that. Whereas, I think in 26 weeks you found your voice. I look forward to seeing your videos, and I live below you.
Thanks.
Like I look forward to seeing like how you're going to do it, and I think that you've done what the best do, and you've taken from places that you like. You can see like bits of Russell Brand in there. You can see bits of Ben Cook, and I can always see bits of me in there. It's mostly the same room.
Isn't it when you walk into the into
yeah
the frame? That's when you see bits of you.
But what I'm saying is that I feel like you found that, and your videos have an identity.
I think it's kind of
and that's what this 26 week celebration should be about. Not just the fact that you've got the numbers or the fact that one day you could be living off it, but right now you have a voice and you've improved and you're enjoying it. That's what you should be celebrating.
I kind of sat down at the start of the year and just thought, I just want to do it again. Before I knew it, I'd done 4 or 5 videos every week, and I thought, alright, let's see what I can do. I wanted to break my record, which was 6 videos, so I did that. Then I thought I might have 10. And then I was like, okay, wonder if I can get 26.
Every time you come home and it's like middle of the week, you're just like, I have to make a video tonight. Like, it's not even like a question. It's not even just like, oh, can I be bothered? It's like, I have to make a video tonight. Like, it's just in your head now as part of your routine.
A lot of people have kind of said to me, I just don't have the time to make videos. And I completely understand that, because for ages I said I didn't have the time to make videos. But as Sammy quite rightly pointed out, I would say that I didn't have time to watch videos, and then I'd sit down and I'd watch Strictly for 6 hours. So there was a whole period where I was just done, and I just thought, I'm never going to make 100,000 subscribers, so what's the point in even trying? But while doing it, I found a joy from it that I didn't have before because I was only thinking about the numbers, if that makes sense. I think Carrie put it really well, where she said that it's not about...
Can you sing it? Sing it like Carrie would.
Pick up a camera, as long as you've something to say. That's about what she said. That's about it.
YouTube still feels like a little secret that people have, even though it is blowing up in some aspects, and Zoe and Alfie are ending up in the mainstream very much so. It does feel like we're stepping into outsiders' territory when we do things like Radio 1 and we do things like Reading and Leeds Festival. It's like, we shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be... Who's allowed this?
It does feel really alien.
Who's let this happen?
We forget that, like, when we look at the internet and you think, oh, Zoella has X number of millions of subscribers, and oh, all of these millions of people watching this video or that video here, there and everywhere, and all these people coming to our conventions and taking part in our gatherings and things like that, and this big YouTube community that we see, and then you forget that actually we're like a percentage.
But it's also how our sort of little community of interneters look at the world. So like things like equal rights, the sort of trans stuff, the way that the rape culture stuff, all that sort of stuff that we talk about, and I agree with. But the way that some people get so angry about it, and they're like, "This is the way that it should be. It's wrong that this exists." And then you come out of it a little bit, and you look at the way everyone else relates to it, and no one's really going, "Yeah, I love rape." No one's doing that. But like the way that they're discussing it, the way that they're allowed to kind of be a little bit less sort of like... I'm sometimes scared to talk about that subject at all, and I'm trying to let loose of that as well.
You do get on edge because it's like this, if you say something, even with the best of intentions, someone can possibly read it wrong.
Completely.
And that's when that, less so when we're doing this. It definitely makes me think twice before. I've tweeted stuff before and deleted it very quickly because I've been too scared. But still, I think I'd rather have that kind of conversation in video form, or I'd rather take part in that kind of thing than shove a video out that I've done 6 times before, a Q&A. I'd rather do this, or I'd rather rip Carrie off completely and do like a full-on interview with Ben Cook
stuff, yeah.
than answer who I ship you with. The answer is me.
Thank you.
And the people watching this are far more intelligent than that. Like, they deserve much more credit than they get.
Yeah. And also, like, I in that interview that we did for The Telegraph, I made a joke just being like, oh, most of my audience are 13-year-olds anyway. And they printed that and it doesn't look...
It sounds like you said it and you meant it.
Yeah, and like, that's like a joke. The last time I looked, my core demographic was 18 to 25-year-old females. And that, to me, means that you've grown up with me, or that I just attract a more sort of mature audience. Not that, like...
I guess tastes change.
Yes, and also as well, I think that there's definitely a larger audience out there than it's in the limelight.
Because they're probably quiet. I've had a lot of people who on my YouTube video were like, I don't usually comment on stuff. But
I get that on Tumblr sometimes. Like sometimes I got a message, I think either this morning or yesterday, that was just like, I have been following you for a long time, and it's nice to see that you've grown. And they've watched me for a long time and seen that happen. But they've always remained in the shadows.
I would kind of rather you watched my video and said nothing, but enjoyed it and engaged with it, and at some point felt the urge to comment something, than just go, haha, great vid.
Yeah.
On every video.
But what was really nice as well, especially with GFC, like recently I opened up a sort of discussion. Well, actually, I didn't even open it up. It was somebody else. A discussion criticising it and talking about it like properly and intelligently. Somebody genuinely wrote a nice sort of like well written, constructed sort of essay in a way of like, here's what I think works and doesn't work, and then I responded, and then that opened up a discussion, and hundreds of people got involved, and that was just so wonderful to be a part of. Like I say, there's more intelligent people out there than people give credit for.
Because that's what you do it for, don't you? Like you do something to create something that makes people think and makes people engage. And like when we sit and watch a movie, and we'll talk for ages about the nuances and that little.
And we even become aware enough to go, we are such pretentious assholes. Imagine Sam Mendes opened up a Tumblr discussion.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about Skyfall. I'd be all over that. Like, it's interesting that somebody might feel like that towards something I've made. They go, I really want to talk to you about that. I want to pick your brain about that. I'll tell you what we could collaborate on.
Go on.
So this is the last video you're ever going to do in this house. This house is called Lovely House.
Oh.
Without an H. Lovely House. The house before this that we were in with Tom Scar, me, Tom Scar, Dan and Kieran was called Dude House.
Dude House.
But like, I think we should open up the forum to you. Let's have a discussion about what should the new house be called.
Don't just put a name. Put like a detailed textual analysis of why.
I would like some original ideas that I can steal.
Because you do like to do that, don't you?
Ask Siri what 0 is divided by 0.
Siri, what is 0 divided by 0?
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies, and you are sad that you have no friends.
You come!
Goodbye! Welcome to the end screen. If you've never watched Daniel J. Layton before, this is Daniel J. Layton, and this is his channel. Please subscribe to Daniel J. Layton.
Yes, do
He's
that.
more regular than me.
If you subscribe to my channel, you'll get exactly the same amount of Jack Howard as you get if you subscribe to Jack's channel. So you might as well. In fact, you might get more.
Yeah. Also like the video, because if you don't like it, then just move on and just don't criticise. Never criticise anyone for anything.
And if you dislike it, what's your problem?
There's no button for that.
What's your fucking problem? You should probably keep packing. What are you doing?
I don't know, I just like the perspective, it's weird. It's like, you know when people are just like, they do things like when they're on a wide lens and they go like that, whoa, like that with their hands. I do it with my feet.
No.
Whoa!
I don't know that.
Thumbnail.